So the purpose of this short tutorial is just to show you how a lesson can be created using Edify as well as the outline provided by EduCurious. So I'm on the ecological impacts of climate change, and I've already created the lesson that covered the content needed to understand these standards, and now I'm going to show how you can do it for the Earth Science standards. So I'm looking at the ESS 3, 4, 5, and 6. So using the NGSS website and looking at the core ideas, I'm looking at the lessons or resources that will help students understand human activity and the impacts of it, as well as possible models of or predictions of climate change, and then finally the relationship among the different systems of the Earth. And then from that, I can find my resources quickly in Edify and create a lesson that will help support the students as they go into their project. So using some of the suggestions from NGSS website as well as information on the EduCurious page, I've created a quick teacher introduction, reminding the students that there is a formative or practice assessment at the end, and then also suggested they can take it anytime they want, but included the fact that at some point all students will have to complete this by a date set by the teacher. So here is where I believe Edify could make a big difference for teachers using the EduCurious template, is whether they use the lessons we create or make their own. Once they get their introduction done, they can come to add primary, searching by keyword here. I've already filled in human impact, and they can search and notice that we have a bunch of resources here on human impact. And this is one that I know of and I like, so I'm going to select it. And just by doing that, now they have a lesson of flipped lesson that their students can use 24/7. I can also add additional resources to cover the other bullets that we have up here, not only just climate change and relationships, but I can also add more about the human impact. So I'm going to do that, and then I will show you how that looks. So by using the same process I used to pick the primary resource, I was able to identify several additional resources to support the students' learning of this content, and I was able to do that in just a few minutes. And as soon as I save lesson, I will be able to create a quick practice. By saving that lesson, I can go quickly to my generate assessment, and then from here I can choose a certain number of questions, and I can select by standard or by keyword. So simply by putting in the keywords climate change and filtering to science, I quickly find my Michigan standards as well as my Common Core standards, and by filtering these I can find all the questions we have tagged with these standards. I can also expand to read to make sure it is the right standard I want to use, and then select those questions to fit there. So I'm going to quickly choose all three of these. So as a Common Core, and I will filter the results from there. And with the filtering, I quickly find I have 3 pages of possible assessment items I can use, and I can click on details to see those questions and then quickly add those. I can also add my own assessment items if these items are ones that I don't care for. So at this point I have selected 8 questions, and now I'm moving on to Earth Systems. I'm filtering through there, and I have my standards chosen over here from Earth Science, and as I filter those, the test bank items will appear. So in a matter of just a few minutes, I was able to use Edify to create a quick formative assessment that will not only provide the teacher data that they can use to do workshops, but also provide resources for students who need it. I set my threshold for 80% and above was green. Anything between 60 and 80, the student will receive a yellow. Below 60 receives a red coding. And here's the questions I've chosen, which is 17. By saving the assessment, it will connect to the lesson, and then I can save the lesson and I can drop those into the course. So that is just a quick overview of how Edify's resource bank and lesson template and assessment generator can be used to support a student using project-based learning, specifically in this case using EduCurious's ideas and projects.